A very good afternoon to you and welcome to the Fixed Wing Guy channel with me, Stuart Lomas. I hope I find you well. Not a bad day today for a Tuesday. Weather is actually quite nice. It's after this morning a little bit damp, but blue skies, nice. Can't complain considering it is Manchester after all. What I want to talk about today is somebody else's channel, as you probably gathered reading the title. Archie, good old Archie, God love him, the starting point for all watch channels. I'm a little bit concerned, to say the least. I'm a bit worried that our friend Archie is having some form of breakdown. Because he seems to be doing quite a lot of worrying about the state of his channel, about that he's bleeding subscribers, that his view count is dropping, and whatever else befalls us as video makers, I suppose. Now, I think, obviously on the face of it, there's nothing he can do to help that, as there is nothing any of us can do, because the more and more channels there are, the less and less viewership there is for all of us. So, but I wanted to go through a few things that have really caught my eye recently. This particular one struck me. It's like Archie's whoring himself out, as it is. He's becoming the hooker of YouTube, or the ladyboy of YouTube. He did a video recently, and get this right, $20 US to say anything. So kind of what does that mean? I know that somebody emailed him to say that a certain place in the USA was crap or whatever it was. But, would he say that Patek Philippe was the worst brand on the market for $20? Would he go as far as that? But the question is why is he going down that route? I appreciate that if you want to do this for a living, then your content has got to be wide and varied and get a lot of viewership, so therefore you've got your advertising revenue. But whoring yourself out, Archie? Really? He has a real problem at the moment. I don't know whether he's got an insecurity issue going on here. So many videos about the pretenders out there, these so-called people that he perceives are not actually running bona fide watch channels, and I don't include myself in that. But, he's saying that people out there who are pretenders to the crown, as it were. And yet, old Archie, one of his videos he did last week, all the pieces that he had on show were borrowed. So he's not even got the breadth and depth within his own collection anymore to talk about his own watches, and he's now having to borrow stuff and bring it in to underpin the quality aspect of his channel, and he's basically saying that nobody else can match that. So I don't really know why he's so fixated about the pretenders out there. So it's kind of my feeling would be on that. If he's feeling the heat a little bit, when he's perhaps got a little bit too used to having thousands and thousands of views, which may be dropping now because there's so much choice out there, whether it be nonsense like this or whether it be good quality stuff like a Dinky, for instance, and the Watches TV. There's only so much to share around. So if he is feeling the heat, maybe, just maybe, it's time for him to leave the kitchen. When I saw yesterday morning, whilst I was pulling myself together, he's now willing to talk about lower tier brands. Now, I'm not a great subscriber to this tier theory at all, to be honest, solely on the basis of my outlook on watch collecting, which is, you buy what you like, it doesn't matter what it costs, and if you get happiness out of it and it feels right on your wrist, then it's fine by me. but he's been out and bought himself a Breitling Super Ocean, I think he does. You know, and he was extolling the virtues of the vulcanized rubber bezel and that, and what a great diver it is. Now, I remember the time, there's no doubt you do, that Archie would not have touched something like that with a 12-foot barge pole not too long ago. What's a barge pole? If you don't know, have a look. And who owns one these days anyway? So it kind of appears to me that good old Archie is trying anything that he can possibly think of to regain his standing as the #1 watch and luxury goods guru on YouTube. I think he's panicking. I don't really know why he's decided to have this emotional crisis right now, but doing what he's doing is not going to pull back his viewers that have moved away, because the viewers have moved away for a reason, perhaps, and maybe that reason is that they want to hear different viewpoints about other brands than Rolex and Patek and Breguet, which seems to be the bread and butter of old Archie's knowledge, perhaps. So maybe that's what it is. But panicking and pushing out, you know, a couple of minutes long videos or a minute long video or an advert for Jewelers on Time or whatever 3 or 4 times a day solely to get the advertising revenue seems wrong somehow, and I don't really understand why he's going down that route. It's a bit of a shame. I mean, I personally don't subscribe to Arch, but Arch is one of the ones that I do get fed in the mornings when I'm watching you guys and all your video content. I'm kind of pulling myself together. So I see Archie's videos fairly regularly, and it just seems like at the minute he's in a little bit of a spiral downwards right now. And I don't really know what that's about, and perhaps he needs to look at his place in the watch world, as it were, between all of us who do this kind of nonsense, and change his content slightly. Maybe people are getting a little bit fed up of the language. Maybe people are getting a little bit fed up of being perhaps verbally abused after spending money with him to give a review on their watch collection, perhaps. Or maybe he should widen his appetite for different makes, brands and types of watches, which if the Breitling is anything to go by, he is doing. But from what I remember, he had a silverfish not long ago, which he extolled the virtues on his programme, then decided to flip it, and then basically told the truth what he thought of it, which was a dog shit piece. So I'm not too sure whether this talking about other tier watches is a genuine thing with Archie. I think maybe if he can flip that one, he will then tell us all exactly what poor quality it was, and he had no idea why he had it, and it was only solely to make more money on once he flipped it. So anyway, that's it really. Just my little rant about our friend Archie, kind of losing the plot, perhaps on a spiral downwards, and he needs to pull himself together, because there is an audience for everyone, and he may just have to put up with a smaller audience. Who knows? So anyway, that's it for this one. Any queries, questions, suggestions for this kind of nonsense? Down below as always, and I will get back to all of you. Thank you very much for all the replies and responses to my Where Do I Go From Here video. So many suggestions for so many watches, styles of watches, metals of watches, brands of watches, where I should go so nothing clashes, and so that there's nothing that kind of has to be compared to what you unanimously class as a great watch, which is my GMT, which, as promised, I am wearing it more often. I am enjoying wearing it. It's brilliant, and I will find something that can live beside this and not have comparisons drawn to this. So thanks a lot, and I shall speak to you again soon. Bye bye.